Hello there, my name is Peter Charlton.
And I'm Paula Query.
I'm Kate Frank.
I'm Gareth Baker.
And I'm Keelan Flynn.
This is our Styles of Theatre presentation.
Avant-garde. Avant-garde is a style of theatre that is unusual or unorthodox. It is known in many other arts such as performing, literature and music. It has been known as many terms. One of the more common names is unorthodox theatre. The style originates from Europe. There is a link that is a YouTube video that explains what it is. It goes through music, literature and performing. Examples range from Jarry and Apollinaire to Cage and Robert Wilson. Robert Wilson is a renowned avant-garde theatre practitioner. He is known as one of the world's foremost theatre practitioners.
Melodrama became popular in 1840s. It was initially made from people who were very much romantics, and it was made to come across and sort of play on people's emotional sides. There's usually a villain, a hero and happy ending. Special effects and animals are often used. The types of melodrama range from disasters that come naturally in the world, nautical melodramas, animal, domestic and sensation melodramas. August von Kotzebue, he was born in Germany in 1961, and he was actually exiled from Germany whilst he was studying law, which is when he actually wrote his first play. He wrote over 200 plays in his lifetime, and the best one that people say that he wrote were more comedies, especially Der Wildfang in 1798. Two examples of melodrama are Lassie and The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz has the disaster and animals in it.
Comedy dell'arte. Comedy through the art of improvisation. This started through 500-600 years ago, where they used based in Italy, and the Italian gypsy players used to use a lot of masks to start from different characters. Today's modern version with the masks have produced the Punch and Judy, which are used quite a lot for children. And the Harlequin, he surfaced really in the 1800s, and today he is more used for pictures to people recognise, part of the Comedy dell'arte that was formed in the 16th century. Jacques Lecoq, Jacques Coupier and Meyerhold, they wanted to move away from naturalism and actually head more into Comedy dell'arte. Oh, I'm missing one. I've actually put some links as well to modern day uses for TV, such as they've gone from 1950s, which was I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball, and we have another modern version of Whose Line Is It Anyway, which use improvs. And they will just have a subject and you will improvise a whole script within that one word. The link is actually on the system for you to see.
I've also done some research into Commedia dell'arte, which I find is one of my favourite styles of theatre. Commedia dell'arte is a theatrical form which is known for its colourful traditional characters and improvised dialogues. It first started off in northern Italy from around the 15th century, and its popularity quickly increased in through Europe. The earliest known company was Paula in 1545, and in the 17th century theatre troupes Gelosi, Confidenti and Fedeli. Enjoyed in international celebrity, some theatre troupes were favoured in France and other foreign countries. In the olden days, Commedia dell'arte was generally performed on an open-air stage by wandering plays. The Commedia dell'arte performances were based on themes like Shima. Carlo Gozzi was one of the first practitioners to actually bring the commedia dell'arte into people's lives. But what Shakespeare did is that he made, because obviously women weren't allowed to perform on stage, right? Women weren't allowed to perform on theatre. So if William Shakespeare actually did do a play that had a woman, it would actually have a bloke to dress up as a woman, which is what you call nowadays our dames. Here you see I have picked out a script from Cinderella pantomime, and it shows you the two eggheads, which is Shrapnel and Nugget, and also another person that comes in after the slide. And basically what they do is they're the comedy duo, and they're trying to outbeat each other to give the laughs to the audience. And that's it.
The links that we have here are to the links to the shows that I was talking about earlier.
This is the Theatre of the Absurd. I didn't realise that they were going to take so long for the transitions. With the appearance of an avant-garde at the Theatre of de Babylone in Paris 1953, he sort of like created the idea of the Theatre of the Absurd and stuff. And that's a link to, I believe, his first script that he made into Theatre of the Absurd. That's a short video about what Theatre of the Absurd is, and then Monty Python was the favourite thing that I find about Theatre of the Absurd, because they not only specialise in absurd movies, they've got a theatre performance that's called Spamalot as well, and I think it's brilliant because my favourite part in any of the Monty Python movies or theatre is the fight between the Black Knight and King Arthur in the Holy Grail, because it is completely absurd. Like you wouldn't survive getting every single one of your limbs cut off, and you wouldn't be able to just sort of like wiggle around, sort of like asking him to come back and fight you. So like because I find it so funny and stuff, I thought that I would find something along the same lines, and I was just lucky that Monty Python was absurd. That's the link to the Spamalot script. It's the full script, and I was reading through it, and like some of the lines in it I didn't notice at all in the actual theatre production. And then there's some pictures of the theatre performance of Spamalot. And if you have any questions, then we would like to take them now.
Okay, what are the styles did you come across?
Naturalism, realism, obviously two main big ones. I think I came across, I can't remember what it's called. One that was to do with pantomimes, but I can't remember what it was called. No, it was a different one.
Whenever I was trying to figure out which one it was, I almost chose comedy dell'arte and avant-garde, but whenever I got everybody else's slides, I was like, well, I can do Theatre of the Absurd now because...
Did you find the practitioner that links with your style?
Yeah, I did, but I can't remember. August? No, I can't remember.
Okay.
I came across a very unusual one, which is historical context theatre. Historical theatre. Basically, historical theatre, they generally do street theatre. So basically, they generally bring the history out into the public, and they get the public involved in it. So, say like Camelot, the fight of Camelot, they would actually put on a show, but have it in the streets, so people can walk around and walk through the performances and bring the history to them. So I thought that was very interesting.
Cool.
I also remember the practitioner of the one that I seen. It was John Cleese, because he's the one that like writes the most of the performances and stuff. But Monty Python in its in a whole is the actual like practitioner. If you think about it, because it's a group of the 6 comedians working together to write these absurd scripts and stuff. So it is all of Monty Python. But John Cleese, I would say, is the best one because of Faulty Towers.
Cool.
And now we do commercials.
And fireworks!
Lovely. Thank you.